Hi guys, I'm Sando. It's 2 a.m. I'm recording this in the middle of the midnight. Today we're gonna be talking about how to be motivated while you are unmotivated. And I just decorated my cat with these, leaves. It looks nice, doesn't it? Anyway, these are books that I have read and I highly recommend you to read in the near future. This is my book recommendation. By the way, let's get back to the topic again. Do you feel unmotivated all the time and you think like you're inept at everything? Then you might have been dealing with unmotivation, And the reason why you're feeling that unmotivation all the time is because that's one of those our defense mechanisms, which is to say, if you just torture yourself a lot, you don't really need to confront the real problems that you must tackle with in the first place. So, it's not good for your mental health and just about everything. You might have been felt like, oh, I'm inept at everything. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything about everything. Sounds relatable, doesn't it? Then the first thing you need to do if you're in that state is do small thing, such as go for a jog for about 15 minutes and then get back to your home and take some rest. And the other way to feel more exuberant while you feel unmotivated is just listen to music or make your bed in the morning. That is important, that is crucial to your mental health, because if you let's say you go to work and you come back to home and the first thing you're gonna see is that you're bad, right? And if you see that you're bad, which you just sleep on, is not organized, then your brain just tells you that you suck, something like that. So your mental health just deteriorates out of nowhere, but you can't fully recognize what the problem is in the first place. That's the problem. The more you think yourself like such an idiot, the more bad circumstances occur, the more anxiety you get along the way. That's really not good for your mental health and just about everything. How can you be sure, you might ask me? Then I would say I have gone through that like a myriad of times in my life. I tortured myself too much. You're not good enough. You are just, not good. But once I took a moment to think about it for a while, in depth, I came to a realization that it's just a total waste of time. The more I tortured myself, the more unmotivated I became, and it is more likely to waste my time contemplating about something that I hadn't had, you know? And it was really not good for myself and for others either. Do you know what I mean? If I just torture myself too much, then others might think me as a loser sometimes. It just happens. I've gone through that. So it's a negative cycle. It's one of those negative cycles. I would say this is positive loop, which is torture yourself, and then you feel like you're protected, and then you think you're okay, but the negative circumstances occur again, and then it reinforces the negative circumstances again. So it's like a positive loop. It's just rolling around, wobbling around a little bit sometimes, but you might end up wasting your time, torturing yourself, and defend yourself at the same time. But you end up realizing that you haven't done anything yet. So many of us regret about what we haven't done in our lives. I can guarantee you about that because I've read a bunch of books like Successful Entrepreneurs or Millionaires or Billionaires. I've talked someone through, language exchange apps, and I came to a realization that the regrets they had was about not doing what they want in their early ages and waste their time dwelling on the negative situations in the past, and that just dragged them down, and that just prohibited their future. So they realized that it's not good for our lives. We need to change our mindset. And then they just do small habits, one at a same, one step at a time. They just reinforce that positive loops again and again, and then they get lean, their body get lean, and they just write a book about it. They wrote a book about it. That is these books, bestsellers have so much in common. Is it right? I sometimes confused with my English. Anyway, they have so much in common. I don't know. So the key takeaway that I want you to give you today is, it's okay. Just do one good small habit at a time, but never feel like you're not good enough at everything, because good things take time. If you're a coder, it will take enormous time to be a good programmer. If you're a writer, you need to write just a single sentence every single day, like I do. I don't think I'm a good writer, but I'm consistent with what I'm doing, so I'm constantly jotting down my thoughts on YouTube community section, and on my journal book, or even any other social media platform. If you don't start writing, you can't be a writer. That's what we call maladaptive perfectionist, who doesn't really start writing in the first place, and they are just living in their imagination all the time and do nothing but feel great about themselves just because they are having that plan in their head. But once you take a moment to think about it, there's no outcome. That's why a lot of books tell us that you need to just do it. Something like that. Because if you don't do, there's no outcome. I'm not saying that outcome is important, but what I'm trying to say right now here is that if you want to achieve your personal goals, your deferred life plan right now, then you need to start it. Okay? So I just started recording myself to keep track of how good I'm doing with my personal goals. Because when I was 22, 3 or 4 or something, I thought to myself, I don't think I'm gonna do my life goals in my life if I'm just living in my head and do nothing. That's why I'm pretty consistent with recording myself. Even though I'm extremely busy at times, I'm trying to just do it and also take my full responsibility for my work as well. Then it's okay. I can be consistent while I'm doing my own work as well, and I think you can do it as well, because small action doesn't take a lot of mental energy. That's why you can do it as well. Okay, that's one of those my advice that I wanted to give to you today. And if you have any suggestion about good books, decent books, I want you to recommend to this channel or to me through DM, direct message on Instagram, or just to leave a comment in the comment section. Because I do like to read books because I can absorb a lot of knowledge. On top of that, I can share this knowledge with people from all around the world. That's my that's where I can get value from. I don't want to end up spending my time just reading a bunch of codes and be a just coder. I want to help others, so I need to do some small step through my YouTube channel. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. If I were to just write down what I learned on my notebook and any other platform, then that's just my knowledge, not for others. I mean, it's good for recording myself on the other platform, but the more action that I take, the more positive loop for studying about my major or about the things that I'm interested in, and it is more likely to make myself happy. So anyway, thank you for watching this. I really appreciate it. I'm planning to do book club. I haven't done it before, but I'm trying to just jot down my thoughts about a book that I read through community section. So if you're interested in reading books, let me know. Then we can talk about it anywhere, anytime we want. That's the benefit of doing YouTube. Okay? Thank you for listening. And cat, thank you for paying attention to this cat. Anyway, see you in the next video. Bye.